And welcome back to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we get to talk about the good things happening in our town with the people who are making it happen. I'm Kelly Augustine. I'm with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. And today on this episode, we have Andrew Touche. He is with NISD's first robotics program. I believe there's a competition we're going to talk about.
Yes.
But before we get into that, I would like to know a little bit more about you, Andrew. What brought you to Nacogdoches and this area of the ISD?
Well, actually, I'm originally from Nacogdoches. I was born in Nacogdoches, and so I'm a Nac ISD graduate. Also a SFA graduate. I studied chemistry and physics at SFA. Worked briefly as an environmental chemist after college, and then very quickly got offered a teaching job, and that was about 14 years ago. So I've been teaching ever since. I've been kind of all over Texas teaching. I've never taught in Nacogdoches until recently. I was a football and baseball coach for a number of years. And then last school year, I decided to apply for Nacogdoches ISD. And I actually didn't apply as a teacher. I applied as an admin job. And I didn't get the admin job, but I was talking in the interview, I was talking about FIRST Robotics so much that they offered me a new robotics position. So that's how I ended up back here.
So what is this area? Is it part of the CTE programs?
Yes, the robotics at the high school is part of the CTE pathway. This year, it's actually its own pathway in CTE. So it's robotics and automation is the pathway that we have. So this is the first year for that pathway.
About how many students do you have right now? I'm curious.
In the pathway, I have about 32, spread between Robotics 1 and Robotics 2. And then next year we'll have a higher level class called Practicum of Manufacturing.
Right. And from what I understand, now you've brought a competition into it.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Okay, yeah. So the first robotics, I didn't really have a whole lot of experience in robotics until I got involved in this organization called First Inspires. I got involved about 4 years ago, before I was teaching here. And First Inspires is a worldwide company where their organization, they're a charity organization. It stands for Inspiration and Recognition in Science and Technology. It was founded in 2007 by an inventor who has over 400 patents, including the Segway and the kidney pump for dialysis. So he's been around a while. And First Robotics has all different levels, from elementary all the way up to high school. So they have 3 different competitions. There's the First Lego League for elementary and junior high. There's First Tech Challenge for junior high and high school, and then First Robotics Challenge, or First Robotics Competition for only high school. And in this competition, there's the challenge changes every year, and the season starts in September with the reveal. They reveal a brand new game and different challenges. So students have a couple of months to fully design, build, and program a robot. And then we go into our competition season, which consists of 3 meets that we do normally, one in November, one in December, one in January. And then we finish up with a tournament in February. And then the top around 4 teams will usually advance to regionals, which is held and for our area is held in Houston. And then from regionals, they can advance to state. And then from state, there's actually a world's competition. As I said, this is a worldwide organization. So there is a world's competition that's held also in Houston at the George Brown Convention Center. One of the great things about FIRST Robotics is that it's not just about building robots. FIRST's main goal is to create professionals. And so they have their big slogan for First Inspires is what they call gracious professionalism. So even though it is a competition, it's meant to teach the students how to work collaboratively, even with other teams that they are in competition with. all of the students have to create presentations and do presentations to a panel of judges. They have to have an engineering portfolio. They have to be able to document their entire journey, their engineering journey from the very beginning of the season to the very end of the season. They have to be able to talk about it really well. And they're highly encouraged to reach out to industrial professionals for mentorships and to get help with designing or coding for anything that they're having problems with their robots. And there's a wide range of organizations and companies that sponsor teams for FTC and FRC, NASA, SpaceX, Raytheon, RTX. I mean, there's all sorts of different kind of companies that have mentorships for these competitions.
That's exciting. I can imagine the opportunities for, I believe you said junior high and high school students at Nacogdoches. Are all students required to participate in the challenge, or do they kind of just have the opportunity to take it?
The way I'm running the program at Nacogdoches currently is that all of the students are put onto teams and they work in teams. So I have 5 teams in my program right now. So everyone in my classes and in my program are put on teams. The competitions are on Saturdays. So I do understand that not everyone can make every competition. So I try to encourage all the students to make at least half of the competitions with really big emphasis on the tournament, the last one. That's the one where they have to actually present to judges and answer questions about their robot and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a great exercise, and that will be something they can take with them into their lives. You mentioned the mentorships. Do they actually get to speak face-to-face with folks from those companies you mentioned?
They can, and there's a combination of Zoom meetings. We can get on Zoom and emails back and forth. And actually, just this week, one of my teams has been kind of organized. One of my students on one of the teams has been organizing a meeting with the engineering department here at SFA. So we were actually able to come up here. Brought about 9 of my students on over 3 different teams. We met with a team of the physics and engineering department that were able to show all of their labs what they do in their robotics competitions. And we're looking at for next year for the my practicum class to maybe even be able to come up and work in the SFA labs with the professors and the students there on building their robot next year. So that's one of the things we're trying to kind of work out as far as mentorships go.
I see this progressing quickly. Did you expect this to move so fast and to grow in this way?
I hoped so. I've put in a lot of work in the last couple of years to try to make this happen. And like I said, I've been in FIRST for a few years, and that was one of my big kind of pushes when I was applying for this. The admin job that I didn't get when I was applying for it. I really was pushing to spread FIRST to this region or to this area in East Texas, because it just doesn't. It's not very prominent here. It's very big in Central Texas, Houston, Dallas, West Texas. There just wasn't there wasn't a league here before I came 2 years ago. So.
Well, would that be something some of our other ISDs or other schools in the region could even look to you as a model for their students?
Well, and there are some robotics programs in the area that are doing really well. Livingston has had a good robotics program for several years, and they've been doing FIRST. They just there was no league here for them, so they've been traveling to Houston to compete. So when I was able to form the East Texas League, now they're able to. All these schools are starting to come. Be able to come here, and yes, I am trying to reach out to other school districts. I'm looking at working with about 4 school districts to create FTC teams for next year. They're brand new, so I'm going to be working with them throughout the rest of the year and over the summer to try to get them ready to be able to have a team in September.
You sound like a mentor yourself. I'm curious. I'll say when I was in high school, a lot of the life lessons I learned were through competitions. You learn a lot when you compete, when you win and when you lose. What are you seeing in the students' growth?
Because this program is so young, all the students that I have, they came into this program this year for the most part. None of them knew each other before this, and they were all very quiet at the beginning of the year, and they wouldn't talk to each other. And now, even just the other day, coming back from SFA with the van full of them all laughing and joking and screaming and teasing each other, and they've really developed a sense of camaraderie. Even though they are on separate teams that do compete against one another, they really have a lot of pride in what they're doing in their work.
I have a quick question for you. Would they be able to do demonstrations, like for any civic group or maybe something like the Texas Blueberry Festival, if we wanted a robotics show? I mean, is there anything like that?
Absolutely. We still have, we're still waiting on our UIL state competition, so we still have a couple of our robots put together. And yeah, we'd be glad to do some demonstrations.
That would be so cool. Well, on that note then, if anyone wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that? How would they find out more?
Okay, so if you want to find more about just FIRST Robotics in general, their main website is firstinspires.org. And if you want to find out more about what we're doing at Nacogdoches or in East Texas, you can email me directly, just atouche@nacisd.org.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Thank
This
you.
has been a great conversation. I've learned a lot, and I'm glad you were here with us too. Thank you for joining us on We Are Nacogdoches.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Media and Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.